She's a legendary comedian, host of her own podcast, and author of a brand new book. We're talking about Paula Poundstone. Paula's book is called The Totally Unscientific Study of the Search for Human Happiness. You're looking at it on screen right now. It's already an Amazon bestseller, top 5 on Kindle as well. And Paula joins us now live. Welcome, Paula.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
So your story, your book, The Search for Human Happiness, it's what a lot of us are doing, but this is your particular take on that search, right?
Yeah, I figured, the book is yet another memoir because I'm not dead yet, and so I get, right. I get to write another memoir. But what I did was experiments doing things that I or other people thought would make me happy, and I figured it would be a great playground for writing jokes, and it was really fun. But also, there is a story of, because it took about 7 years to do for a variety of reasons, not the least of which, some of the experiments took a long time. So it ends up being the story of raising my kids, because every chapter is written as an experiment with the conditions and the hypothesis, etc. But the analysis part of each chapter was where I went back to my regular life, because the question for me wasn't whether I would enjoy doing something, but what thing could I get a bounce from, so that when I returned to the inevitable on and off reins of one's daily life, what thing would provide a continued uplift. And so I would check in with how my regular life was going, which was raising a house full of kids and animals and being a stand-up comic and just being stuck being me 24 hours a day.
You have a lot going on. Now, one of those experiments, I heard a snippet of it, is you're going to a Taekwondo class, which is tough no matter what, right?
Oh my God, it was grueling. I did private lessons for I don't know, months, not weeks, not years, but months. I was up to 500 rope jumps, and that, by the way, is in a row.
My goodness.
It was absolutely grueling. And, I kept asking myself, because it was uplifting, actually. It did feel good. That was a really good example of one where you felt a lift afterwards. Not during.
Not during, right?
Not during. No, there were. And I kept saying to myself, gee, if this feels so good, and it does, why wouldn't I just do it on my own? Why do I have to have some? And I think the answer is because, just as an example, for example, at one point I did 500 rope jumps, and then I fall to the ground, as I often do, and I'm laying there wheezing, and the guy took out some other piece of equipment. He says, get up and now do this. See, that's the part I would never think of on my own.
Because sometimes we need a little push. Everybody needs a little push, right?
That would just never occur to me. I might think to throw up, or to have a heart attack. It would never occur to me, get up and do one more thing.
Now, you've been doing comedy since you were 19 years old, when it was a very male-dominated industry.
It's still a very male-dominated. I think percentage-wise, there's more comics now than there ever were. I mean, you can't, swing a cat without hating a comic now. Like, when my kids were at elementary school, we started a comedy night fundraiser, and it seemed so unique. Like, wasn't it wonderful that our school had me, and so I could do. Right. Now, usually schools have like comedy night fundraisers 2 and 3 times a year, and there's comics begging to get on the list. There's lots of us now.
Now, has the internet changed the way you get your product to the people out there? I know you have the podcast, you have the show also on the NPR, which is very popular as well.
Yeah. Wait, don't tell me. Well, yeah, one of the few things, they talk about how divided the country is right now. I take exception with that. One of the few things that we all have in common is that we each have a podcast. This is just, you meet somebody and they always have a podcast, and they always want you to do their podcast. Mine is called Live from the Poundstone Institute, and it is... well, it's kind of a spin-off in a way from Wait, Don't Tell Me, which is a radio show I do made by NPR. On the radio show, it's a weekly news quiz show, and my boss, Peter Sagal, who's the host, is always saying, well, we read a study this week, and then he'll tell some unlikely piece of information. And I always say, wait a minute, it'll be something like, 4 marshmallows a day makes your life longer. Right. Like, where'd you hear that?
Right? Now, you also have an event coming up at Tree People right there on Coldwater Canyon Park, right?
Yes.
Coming up in September. Tickets are available for that. And of course, you can catch Paula in person appearing September 17th. We found out the date. That's the date you're going to be appearing. So
oh, at Tree People.
Put it in your book.
That is a beautiful night.
That's right. It's part of the Once Upon a Kenyan Night series. For more information about Paula and all her projects, just go to our website, KCAL9.com. Click Seen on TV. So much more we could have talked about, Paula, but we've run out of time. Thanks so much.
Well, thanks so much for having me.